In a move that has sparked controversy and a heated debate, the Netanyahu political dynasty appears set to deepen its footprint in Israeli institutions. What are we talking about? Yair Netanyahu, the son of the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, is reportedly poised to take a senior role in the World Zionist Organization. His nomination has ignited a storm of political criticism across the spectrum. Yair Netanyahu is expected to head the public diplomacy department of the World Zionist Organization, a position reportedly carrying a salary of tens of thousands of shekels per month. The nomination comes as part of a political agreement promoted by the Likud minister, Miki Zohar, reportedly, with the Prime Minister's support. As per the political analysts, reportedly, the appointment is aimed at increasing right-wing influence across Israel's national and Zionist institutions, including the Jewish Agency and KKL-GNF. Opposition parties, meanwhile, have reacted sharply. The Yesh Atid party condemned the decision, calling it disgraceful, stated they will refuse to sign any partnership agreements in the Zionist institutions while the nomination is on the table. And amid the backlash, the World Zionist Organization has postponed a formal vote on Yair Netanyahu's appointment for 2 weeks, leaving that controversy unresolved. This appointment is seen as part of a broader right-wing strategy to consolidate power within key institutions. And with this move, the Netanyahu family seems to be cementing its political dynasty, extending its reach from the government into influential Zionist bodies. Critics argue it raises questions about nepotism versus merit, while supporters see it as continuity of political influence. It seems the Netanyahu legacy is poised to shape politics and institutions for years to come. What if the cloud wasn't just where your data lives, but where your privacy dies? Why are we asking this? Because a new investigative report by The Guardian has revealed a secret deal between Israel and two of the world's biggest tech giants, Google and Amazon, reportedly. A deal that allegedly includes hidden codes, secret signals, and a level of surveillance power that's frankly got many raising questions like, is Israel using Google and Amazon to spy on the world? Is big tech becoming a weapon of national security? According to The Guardian, Israeli officials struck a secretive deal with these big tech firms. It came with its own code, as per the report, when Google and Amazon negotiated a $1.2 billion cloud computing contract with Israel in 2021. Their client had a unique demand, reportedly, that both companies agreed to use a hidden signal, a secret winking mechanism built into financial transactions. This signal, according to the report, would quietly alert the Israeli government whenever its data was accessed or handed over to foreign law enforcement agencies, reportedly. In other words, if a court overseas ordered Google or Amazon to share Israeli data, Israel wanted to know instantly. Just for context here, cloud providers like Google and Amazon are often required to comply with data requests from police or prosecutors. They are typically gagged from alerting customers when this happens, either by law or by court order. But for Israel, losing control of its data to authorities abroad was considered a national security risk, reportedly. So officials allegedly designed a workaround. A covert warning system hidden in plain sight, allegedly, as part of a joint investigation by The Guardian, plus 972 magazine, and local call documents suggesting reportedly both companies agreed to these terms to clinch the lucrative deal, codenamed Project Nimbus. And here's how it works, reportedly. If either company is forced by a foreign court or police to hand over Israeli data, but is gagged from saying so, it must secretly alert the Israeli government. How? By sending a coded payment, that too within 24 hours of handing over Israeli data to any foreign authority. The amount would match the dialing code of the country requesting the data. For example, for the US, where the code is +1, It is 1,000 shekels reportedly for Italy, where the quote is plus 3,900 shekels. If a gag order was so strict that no signal could be sent, the companies would pay a flat 100,000 shekels, roughly $30,000, to the Israeli government reportedly. Microsoft reportedly cut off Israel's military from a surveillance system accused of monitoring Palestinian phone calls. Microsoft lost the Nimbus bid, partly because it refused to accept Israel's more extreme demands. But Google and Amazon reportedly did not walk away. Both companies deny any wrongdoing. Amazon insists it has no processes in place to circumvent lawful orders. Google calls the suggestion absurd and says it remains compliant with all laws. Under the terms of Israel's Project Nimbus, that kind of accountability is impossible, reportedly. The contract with Google and Amazon explicitly prohibits the companies from restricting Israel's access, even if its actions breach their terms of service. And if they do, they could face financial penalties, reportedly, even legal action for breach of contract. Israel's finance ministry defended the arrangement, saying Google and Amazon are bound by stringent contractual obligations that safeguard Israel's vital interests, and those agreements are confidential. And in response to that piece by The Guardian, the Israeli government said it will not legitimize the article's claims by disclosing private commercial terms. The United Kingdom has witnessed two epic downfalls this autumn, one on the football field at Anfield and the other in the polls at Westminster. The UK Prime Minister's ratings have sunk to record lows, just as Liverpool's season has entered full-blown crisis mode. Like slot put Liverpool back on its perch, leading them to their record-equaling 20th league title. Last year, Keir Starmer led Labour back, remember, to power after a long 14 years in the wilderness. In May 2024, the party was polling at a commanding 44%. But now the numbers have crashed. Like Liverpool's form this season, it seems. Labour is down to just 17%. Their lowest ever rating with YouGov. They are 10 points behind Farage's Reform UK, level with Kemi Badenoch's Tories, and barely 1 point ahead of the Greens. And that is worse than Liverpool's gap with league leaders Arsenal, which is currently 7 points. Labour's slump coming just days after Labour suffered a historic defeat in the by-election in Wales, and their first loss in the former mining town in more than a century, in fact. Immigration woes have added to the pain. Last week, a migrant returned to the UK on a small boat after being removed to France under the one-in, one-out scheme. And a convicted sex offender was mistakenly released, only to be arrested again 36 hours later. Liverpool's 5-1 win gave them and their head coach a little breather, but Starmer is yet to get any kind of good news here. To add to the British Prime Minister's woes, the poll also signalling a probable wipeout for Labour in May's election, and is seen as a moment of maximum political danger for the Prime Minister. Andy Burnham, the mayor of Greater Manchester, meanwhile, has refused to rule out challenging him for the Labour leadership. A number of Labour backbenchers have publicly said that the Prime Minister will have to step aside if the party's results next May are as bad as feared. As for Liverpool, the water has not reached the ceiling yet. Slot is believed to still have the backing of both players and the club hierarchy, but 6 losses in 7 games. Unheard of at Anfield. This is the first time since 1934, by the way, that Liverpool have lost a domestic cup game at home by 3 goals without scoring. The Reds also have the most losses among all clubs from Europe's top 5 leagues in October. Both stories are reminders of how quickly dominance can actually decay, how momentum, once lost, is devilishly hard to regain. For Starmer, as for Liverpool, it seems what it looks like, the question is not just tactical, it's emotional. Can they win back belief? To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.